Anyway, all right, we're back. Graveyard Shift Movie Podcast. This week, it was Tyler's pick. Uh,
Oh!
yeah,
Sorry, I just did like a noise.
he picked Insidious from 2010, which I was thinking about. This is probably the most famous movie we've covered on the podcast so far.
Whoa.
What's up?
I mean, Bags' movie was it last week?
Which
The House on
House on
Haunted
Haunted
Hill?
Hill?
No, the one before that.
Society, or not
No.
Society?
Um,
Faculty.
The Faculty was pretty popular movie.
I don't know, man. I remember when this came out; it was everywhere. So,
But
anyway,
yeah, it's pretty
but
mainstream.
it is pretty mainstream. So, anyway, Maverick, you're fresh off the block on it. you just you just watched it. What's your score for it?
Shit. I'll probably give it a 7. I might change that later. No, I'll give it 8.5. Eight and a half.
Eight and a
Solid.
half.
Got
Yeah,
went
it
from
was
7 to
deep.
8.5.
Yeah, really. Bags, what you got?
I give it a 6 out of 10. Like, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I didn't find it that scary, but it wasn't like a bad movie.
I'm also gonna go with a 6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 17 out of 10. Nah, I give it 10 out of 10. I think it is by far one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
God damn.
It had everything you would ever want in a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, spoiler warning. So stop now if you haven't seen it, or if you don't care. Just keep listening.
Put my phone
Uh,
on mute.
But we're gonna get into it. Yeah. So I thought that the first half was really good, and I was like, all right, this movie is fucking killing it. And then after the scene where the lady like is chasing the kid around the house or whatever, and jumps out, and then they get into all of the like, oh, the kid's a dreamer, and he goes to all these different, I don't remember what they called it, but he goes to all these different
Astral
realms and
projection.
stuff. Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that second half I thought was real lame. I didn't like it at all. After
Really?
they started getting, no, I didn't like it. Yeah, I wish they would have
one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, I like the haunted house stuff that was going on. But yeah, I didn't like. Also, they go from like the super tense where they move the house and you think they're good, and then you find out, oh, they're not. They're not safe still, and like you're all tense, and then they go into the scene with this dude like eating a hot pocket and shit, like comic
That shit was
relief.
so funny.
And I was like, I don't want comic relief right now. Like I'm on the edge of my seat. Keep it going.
I have it in my notes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for where like it is.
I remember
because
I wrote down something about them too.
I don't remember where I put it. But anyways, when I find it, I'll bring it back up.
Yeah.
I watched this with
Oh yeah, I remember the
friends.
line. He goes, yeah, we're gonna help weed out the nut jobs, and then he like
Takes a
takes
bite.
a bite of the
Yeah.
hot pocket, and Patrick Wilson just sort of looks at him. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here's my note. Who the fuck eats a hot pocket while they meet someone for the first time? First part of the movie that really bugged me. They're going out of the way to make these guys unlikable.
Yeah.
I actually misspelled it and put unlickable, but
Hey, unlickable too.
same difference, right?
But like, I don't know. The only part about this movie I didn't like was the old lady. She annoyed me. I wish they would have got a better actress for the old lady. Other than that,
I thought that I recognized her, but then when I was trying to,
She's been on a lot of
I didn't hear any of that.
no, your mic gets real staticky sometimes.
She's been in a lot of horror films.
Yeah, I
Isn't she
saw that
from,
she's
like-
in a lot of horror films.
Is she from The Conjuring?
Yeah, she's from that
Or
whole.
like that whole series of, not series, but you know.
So okay, this is. I don't know if this is right, but I'm just gonna say my understanding of it.
Okay.
After all this happens,
Mm-hmm.
the husband and wife duo goes out and starts like Scooby Dooing, and they like start looking for haunted houses and helping everyone. So like, there's a bunch of prequels and all kinds of shit, but like the old lady's in like all of them.
Oh.
Like
So-
these two, the husband and wife in this movie, like are the medians later or not median
Yeah,
ghost hunters of the other movies?
yeah, they're the ones who find Annabelle. They're the ones who like do all the shit. So
Yeah. Well,
that's why I thought they were
shit.
all connected, but apparently they're not, according to
No.
Tom.
What's the very first movie? Like,
The Nun.
Well, in that series, it's the
Then-
Nun, yeah.
okay,
But
I never
Insidious,
saw it.
I read that the dude, so it's directed by James, how do you
Wan?
Wan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's the
Yeah.
co-creator and director of Saw.
Uh-huh.
And he also directed Aquaman. So,
Aquaman's, I tell it, best superhero
Yeah.
movie, but that's a different argument.
yeah, and I saw that he had in plans for that Conjuring universe, but this isn't a part of it. But then, but yeah.
So does it just use the same actors? Is Patrick
Yeah.
Wilson just in both?
Yeah,
Oh,
just in
so
both.
they're not. Never mind.
No.
Yeah, that's how I was trying to figure out if they went by their same names in the other movies.
No, the
husband
other
and
one,
wife.
they're Ed and Lorraine Warren.
All right.
And this one, I can't remember his
It's
name.
Raina and I don't know the guy's name. Patrick
Yeah.
Wilson. I just remember the name because it was one of my notes because it's spelled Renia, and I was like, well, why? Who spells Raina that way?
Yeah.
But
This movie does have 4 sequels of its own, which I thought it only had 1. And then I started looking. I was like, oh, no, there's another. Oh, there's another. Like, it just kept going.
sorry, I'm gonna tell you all why I love this movie so much.
Okay.
First of all, it didn't spend an hour and a half setting shit up. Like,
Yeah, no.
I think I look at the time, 29 minutes in, it's go, right? And it doesn't stop. But then it goes like haunted house, demon possession, astral projection, and then like all this, and it like touches everything.
Yeah.
Like the only thing they don't have is like a gory slasher in it, and you kind of say it does if you count that ghost guy or whatever. But
Yeah.
I kept calling that other ghost guy Glenn Danzig, by the way. Like
I thought, you called him Danzig. I swear to God, the first time they showed him, I was like, is Johnny Depp in this movie? I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, oh, no, it's not Johnny Depp. But
this movie just had everything. It had everything you'd want.
yeah,
It even had that ending was horrible though.
ending was bad.
Like they look at the camera.
Like,
I didn't
setting it
hear
up for the next one.
Yeah, I know, but they could have just done it better. It seemed like an afterthought. Like this is my opinion. Like the picture on the camera even wasn't like a distorted
Yeah.
version of him. It was just a lady,
It was
and
just
you're
a
like,
lady.
what?
Yeah. Which
But
the lady was also in the beginning, which you said you hated the beginning. I thought it was real cool when it's just like the woman outside the window, and then it comes around, you can like see her face, and then it's like where.
no, the beginning I hated was when it had this like 3 minutes of still photography.
Oh yeah, that wasn't good.
That's what I was talking
Yeah, I
about.
fast forwarded. I was like, how long is this? It just kept going.
I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah,
So,
but
but
that first night where it all started kicking off was crazy. Where the door just kept getting blown open and the alarm was going off and stuff. And she
Well, I mean-
goes into the kid's room and the guy's standing behind the veil or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
it's I have this in my notes like 3 different times. I don't know what it is about that lady, but she is super hot to me. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, she's not like a supermodel or anything, but she is stunning.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. So
They did a little like sort of switcheroo where she's like the main star the whole time. And then that second half you like barely see her and it's all Patrick Wilson, like in that other world. But do you think that was foreshadowing? If you remember the part at the beginning where Patrick Wilson is like plucking out the gray hair and he's like, oh, I always, every time I think I get rid of you, you're back or whatever.
oh,
And then
the
later
old lady.
Yeah, and then later it's like, oh, the old lady's back. I'm sneezing.
Jesus.
Sorry about that.
I don't know. I think it's just him like showing that he's getting older. There's
Yeah.
a scene where he puts like face cream on, and I'm like, what self-respecting
Yeah.
man puts lotion on his face before he goes to bed?
I was wondering what the fuck he was doing. I was like,
Yeah.
is he putting on moisturizer? He's like wiping
Yeah.
under his eyes and shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Maverick changed his mic quality or whatever, and it sounds way
I
better.
did. Is it
Yeah.
better?
It's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
it's 100%. Yeah.
100%.
Uh,
Good job.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
thank you.
I'm gonna say this family is the bravest family I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like that
Not
dude had
bad.
no qualms about just running into danger or whatever. Well, he did peep out that window for like a minute and a half,
He
but
did.
Mm.
he didn't give it like running in, fighting. He didn't care. Like
Yeah,
it
but
was-
when they're all in the room and that fucking ghost with the trench coat comes at him, like him and the wife,
Yeah.
all they do is just lock like this, like no punches, nothing. And I was like, dude, hit this man.
Yeah.
Like, I was so ready for him to just to deck this fucking ghost.
but it's a ghost. Like
You know
I
where
know,
you
but
know
I
where he
still would have
messed up.
swung on the motherfucker. Like,
Yeah. You know where he messed up is when he didn't get any salt.
that's what I was saying the whole time. I was like,
Iron.
dude, no
You said it weird,
salt.
iron.
No, he
Iron.
grabbed the fire poker, and I was like, that's your first like best move of the fucking movie. The fucking fire poker, dude.
Yeah.
this movie was just so good. Like it kept me on the edge of my seat. I dropped my cigarette twice, getting like spooked. I said "fuck me" like twice out loud, like by
Uh-huh.
myself. Like a bug touched my arm at one point, and I screamed. Like
The
it was.
the
It was
got
good.
the scariest line of the whole movie that I remember when he said it, I went, fuck that, is the kid. He goes, can I switch rooms? I don't like when Dalton walks around at night. I was like,
Yeah.
no thank
It
you.
was good.
No, like the part that really got me, it was the baby monitor the first time,
Hmm.
where the guy's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get it. Give it to me. Give it to me."
Yeah, give it to me.
And I was like, "What?" I like threw my headset off. I was like, pause. I was
Oh,
like,
you
I
watched
take
this
a
with a
walk.
headset on, dude? Fuck
I
that.
always do, and I always have like the volume jacked up.
Speakers,
Yeah,
dude,
I like that
speakers.
happens, and then later Patrick Wilson's like, it was probably just radio interference. And I was like, sure, buddy.
She's there just listening to it, like
Yeah, she
not
doesn't go
a
up there,
dude
nothing.
in their baby's room. I'm
Mhm.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There
I
are
saw-
a couple parts that I don't like of this movie. There's like 3 or 4 like little flaws I found, but
Yeah.
I'll wait on those.
Did you also know? I'll just point this out because when I was doing research, a little bit of research on this movie, I noticed that everybody loved to say this, so I'll say it too. Did you notice that when Patrick Wilson's in the classroom, if you look behind him, you can see Billy the puppet from Saw, like drawn
Yeah.
on the chalkboard? I saw it and I was
I
like,
noticed
"Oh
that.
man, that's cool." And I looked and I noticed that everyone else was like, "Do you see Billy the puppet?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw him." But
I'm
you
gonna
know
speak
who I
for
didn't
me
see.
and
Go ahead.
Bags and say that I did not notice that at all.
Hey, it's there.
Really? It was pretty plain. Like it was.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
You know what I didn't
But,
notice? Go ahead.
I was gonna say in that scene, he's like, I gotta stay late grading papers.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you fucking go home and grade the papers?
Yeah.
He
I
didn't
don't get
want to
it.
go home. He was scared.
I was waiting for them to show him like stepping out on his wife or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because every time in the movie he's like working late, and I'm like, this dude,
I
his
took
wife's
it.
He's the only.
battling demons.
Yeah, I took it as in just he was scared to go home. Home. Jesus. I hiccuped in the middle of that. He was scared to go home, so he was just getting sleep at like class or whatever.
I mean, what it is he's remembering when he was a kid,
Uh huh.
and all the spirits and shit. It's affecting him. Because remember, he has like the flashback in the classroom while
Yeah.
he's like daydreaming or whatever. So I just don't think he knows what to do.
I thought that scene where that lady hypnotized him was cool. Where he like got up and he's like, I
Uh-huh.
told you this shit wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Then he's
Yeah.
like, oh fuck.
Yeah. He's just like
He
looking
turns
at
around and dude's just slow, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
I like the scene when he's told all this, and then he goes to the his son's room, and he's like, "Come on, Dalton, what's going on, bud?" And he turns around and he has like the colored pictures or whatever,
Yeah.
like the crayon pictures.
Yeah.
And it was like I watched myself sleep today, and
Mhm.
then I flew off, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
man.
right after he had kicked out everybody
Yeah.
for them telling him that that's what he was doing.
Get out of here, you fucking weirdos!
He's like, y'all are all crazy. All of you crazy. Goes in the room, sees the pictures. Oh shit! I think
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah. But did you notice? So the best. I said that. What did I say earlier? I said that was the scariest line. The best scene, though, in this whole movie was absolutely when they move houses and they think they're safe, and then the lady's taking out the garbage, and then it starts playing the tiptoe
Tiptoe.
through the window. You know?
Well, see, I don't understand that
Yeah.
because it had the little. I put that on there. I was like, this little fuck cutting a rug, twerking the tiptoe through the tulips.
He was
Well-
he was like,
He was jamming,
He was
dude.
getting
He
it.
was jamming.
But like, that's the demon song, right?
yeah.
So it's like, why is this little kid messing with the record player to play that? If it's the demon, like,
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to me.
Let me ask
but-
you
It was a
too,
banger, dude. It was a banger.
because then when she follows him and he comes popping out of the cabinet, right? I'm like, oh, it was
Mhm.
just her other son that was playing a trick. But then like his face kind of looked weird, and she was talking about she saw something weird today. So I was like, was that not her kid? Like, did I
No.
take that wrong?
No.
Yeah. So
I
I was
mean,
like, oh shit, that was just
The first hint that it's not her kid is when she saw the shoes and she grabbed a fucking hockey stick.
yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, this bitch about to murder this kid. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Like that little kid's outfit looked like he was from like the fucking
Yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20s.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he just found some like old clothes. But then later, when he finds Dalton in that realm or whatever, and like the demons
Mhm.
up there, he's playing the same song, and he has like these puppets dancing to it, and I was like, was that like one of his demon puppets that was dancing down there?
He's fucking
Do you
grooving,
think
dude.
they went too far with the demon guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
he became sort of
Like-
comical there at the end.
Like, okay, he's scary the way he looks, normal,
Mhm.
like with the hoofs and the pointy fingers and the glowing eyes and the red face.
Yeah,
And then they gave him like this forked tongue for
And
some
a-
reason.
and a
Long
giant
as
tail.
shit.
Yeah,
big
and that one scene where he's like climbing on the side
on
of
the
the
side
wall.
of the wall. Yeah,
Very bad.
Yeah, I
Very
was like,
bad.
you didn't need this.
no.
Like, it's scarier not seeing him. Like,
Also, did you hear what that guy's nickname is? Apparently,
Fireman?
he's the lipstick demon. That's what the
fuck?
Insidious community has named him or dubbed
Well,
him.
yeah, but what the fuck do they know, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, what's his real title in like
I
the
don't-
movie?
Yeah, I don't.
I'll look it up.
Going back real fast, when I was gonna ask that you guys also notice that scene with the kid, I didn't notice the first time when she like puts the laundry up and turns around. That kid's just chilling in the
Yeah,
corner.
he's just.
And I was like,
well,
oh.
He's looking at the wall.
Yeah,
just
he's looking at the
standing there.
wall. Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, was that a kid? Like, what was that?" Because it was real quick, just
Mhm.
a couple frames, and then you see him just fucking dancing, and I was like, "Yup, that was a kid. He's just jamming, dude."
He's killing it.
She looks through the window at him, just fucking. He's going at it, and
Yeah.
she's like, "What?" And I was like, "You dumb bitch. What are you?"
That was that was my favorite scene, but I think by far the most famous scene of this whole movie is when that lady is like describing the demon, and then she like sees the demon like poking out behind the guy with his face or whatever. That scene alone sold that whole movie when this came out. I remember that was in every trailer, every poster. Like, it was crazy. But
Apparently, his name is Lipstick Demon.
Lipstick Demon, yeah. Also, that bloody handprint. Apparently, that wasn't blood. That was lipstick, or his face makeup or whatever.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
Really?
no.
yeah. I saw that.
I'd
I was
to
like,
believe
oh
it was
man.
blood, dude.
Because I left a note and I was like, man, this guy got the same problem Thomas got with foot bleeding. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I made a lot of foot jokes in my notes.
The Lipstick Demon is also played by the composer of this movie. So, Joseph Basara.
He's a strange looking dude. He's like a bald Indian guy.
Yeah.
And he's he kind of looks like Jeff Bezos if Jeff Bezos was a whatchamacallit, like an acrobat or something.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this movie is so good.
It's pretty good. I would
Like, I can't believe y'all gave it a 6. Like,
I want to give it
alright.
a 10.
I'm telling you, I didn't like that second half. I don't know.
I think the second half was the best. The first half.
Yeah,
kinda
I like
sucked.
the first half better. But
Well, I think that's the beauty of this. Like I said, is it touches everything. So
it did touch everything. There was something
Yeah,
for
like-
everything.
And then if you like get deeper into it and you like look at it from the old lady's point of view about how she's like describing ghosts and spirits and astral projection, and when you sleep, that's what dreams are, and blah blah blah. It kind of gets real cerebral, and you're like, you get lost in kind of like, I don't know, it makes you think about shit,
Yeah.
and then something pops out, and you forget all about it, and then 3 days later, when you're dropping a deuce, you come back to it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I lost a bunch of sleep. I didn't go to bed till like 6 or something. Like I got no sleep. So
Hey, this movie had a budget of $1.5 million.
Which is
Made that's nothing really.
Yeah.
Made
Well, I mean, it was-
$99.5 million.
Holy
$100
shit.
million film.
Yeah.
It only cost 1.5 to make it.
Yeah. Which it
Holy
looked
shit.
real good. I'm surprised that's cheap.
I mean,
Surprised
Patrick Wilson it's
Cost
expensive,
like a
right?
couple mil alone, right? You would
Now-
think.
What? Yeah, was Patrick Wilson a big thing back then?
Oh yeah, man. Patrick Wilson's been famous ever since he was born.
Yeah.
I don't know his first role. But he's been in a million things, but I don't know when he really like.
I remember
big-
Patrick
made
Wilson
it.
when he was in The Conjuring. I remember being like that was the Watchmen guy. I was like, oh look, this guy. But
Remember that fucking movie, where like Samuel Jackson kept harassing his neighbor, and he was a cop. Like, fucking Patrick Wilson played the neighbor. I can't remember the
Ugh.
fucking name of that movie though.
no.
But like, his neighbor just kept terrorizing him and shit.
He
I
started
think that was
work
like his.
in 2003 on TV. So
So-
I mean, The
Oh, that's gonna
Watchmen
bother
came
me.
out before this.
yeah,
So he was the Night Owl or whatever his name is.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of Patrick
So,
Wilson,
I mean-
Maverick, how do you like Patrick Wilson in this movie? We know you have a
He wasn't
complex
bad, dude.
relationship.
He wasn't bad in this. I hate the roles he plays when he's like a pompous asshole. Because I think he's in Suits, right? I think.
No.
Well,
he's
everything
not.
I see him in, he's a
Is he
good
not
guy.
in Suits?
He's not in Suits at all.
That movie's called Lakeview
I'm
Terrace.
telling you,
by
you're
the way.
thinking of Rob Lowe.
No, it's not Rob Lowe. Because I know it's Patrick Wilson. Because that
Yeah,
fucking
it came out
face.
2008. It's not. He's not. I'm looking at his thing right here. I'm not seeing any suits. He was in the 18. He's the bad guy from Aquaman.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm Bone Tomahawk. This is the main guy in it.
Classic
Apparently-
movie,
I don't-
Bone Tomahawk.
I don't know where Mav saw him where he was a jerk. I'm
He
trying
was
to think,
in a
Mav.
suit, dude. Like he's in like and he's a lawyer, dude, or some shit. What the fuck?
But he was only pretending.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Going back
we'll
to
figure out where Maverick takes him from.
yeah, going back
later.
to those two dudes that were like the comedic relief or whatever that were supposed to be like the guys who find out if there's actually ghosts there or whatever before they call the woman for help. Did you like that scene where he like has the camera and he switches the filters and then it's like two
So
dead
good.
chicks or whatever?
Well, let's what's it called, Vex? What's that thing called? The little
Ultraviolet or whatever?
No, it's a toy from back in the day where you put the little thing in.
Yeah, and you could
it's
see
a
all the
viewfinder. It's view something. I can't think of the name of it. But
I don't
yeah,
know. I can't think of this part of the movie.
yeah.
it's like the nerdy guy when he's like, "That's just a modified toy," and he's like, "I need to be alone."
Yeah, and he sees the
So-
two dead girls, and then he's like, "You can call Hilda or whatever the old lady's name is." Anyway,
It's called the
I thought
Viewmaster.
they made that a thing after that scene where he sees the two dead girls, and then they like crack a smile at him. Then there was a bunch of scenes afterwards where all the dead people would then like do random smiles, and I thought it was real cheesy. I didn't like those. They were creepier when they were just dead. You know?
Yeah, that's
Are you-
true.
Are you talking about like when he saw that lady shoot those ladies on
Yeah,
the couch?
That's one of them.
And
Yeah.
then he like, yeah, that was a
like how he
creepy ass
just-
scene.
He just goes up real close to him. I'm like, why?
Yeah. And then
And
she like
blinks
she
and
like and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, he was only scared when she smiled. I was scared before that.
Right? Yeah. When she smiled, I was like, oh, she's friendly. You know?
Shit, I'd have been up those stairs quick. This motherfucker flying.
I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
I think you could probably make a movie based on all of those ghosts. Like we kind of know the family, right? We don't know nothing about the twins. You know, we don't know nothing about the little kid. We don't know. I don't know. All these movies, like, it's got me. Like, I want to watch them, but we'll probably watch them for this eventually. But like, I was really surprised with how good this was. Like, I've been shitting on this movie without seeing it for years,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is my first
and
time
I
watching
finally
it.
watched it, and I was like, I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong. Like, this is good stuff, but who knows if it stands up.
I remember it scared me the first time when they're doing the seance to talk to the kid. And, like, the light bulb pops for the first time. I was sitting there with, like, I don't
That
even... Go
is a
ahead.
crazy scene.
Yeah.
That whole scene of her wearing the
She's
bomb
wearing, like,
gas
a
mask.
bomb... Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
weird as fuck.
And he's like, I'll kill you, bitch. I'll
Yeah,
kill
and the
you.
dude's
I'll
like-
rip out your-"
My man was writing so big. I was like, save space and trees. Just write small, dude.
Yeah.
And then every time that light flashed, I fucking flinched, man. Oof.
Yeah.
And then the kid's just standing there, and I was like, oh. Like, there was so many moments in this that I turned into like a little Thomas, and I was just lost my mind. So,
I liked all the photos of young Patrick Wilson with the old lady, like, behind them all the time. I thought those were good.
It wasn't.
Except for,
Bad.
like, the last couple. Because before, she's just sort of in the background or, like, a blur. And then the last couple, she's, like, in the picture, like, doing
Yeah.
poses and shit.
I got like I made a note. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, how would you not notice this old bitch in all these photos?
Yeah,
Like,
right?
I was like, what? So,
Yeah. But, hey, this whole movie only took 3 weeks to film, by the way. I thought that was impressive.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, if you made $100 million off of 3 weeks, or
Yeah. It's
I
pretty
mean,
good,
shit, it's taking you that long just to get foot surgery.
right?
These people made a movie, a legacy.
Yeah. You know what would have made this movie better? Is originally they wanted Ethan Hawke to play the dad.
Oh, that would have been tight.
If they would have got Ethan Hawke, it would have been great.
When they moved houses, did you see the new house had like a greenhouse right next to it?
I did.
And
Yeah.
half the movie was supposed to be in there, but they couldn't find the pliers to get it
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like,
oh boy.
yes. So
Yeah.
I don't. This is the whole movie was just good. Like the one problem I have, I'll bring up my issues with it. There's a couple. First, the old lady. Like the demons and the boy, like they failed.
The demon
And she's
is
like,
the boy.
"Get out, get out!" And
Yeah.
then the kid takes the demon and lets you loose of whatever.
Yeah.
Which why didn't she do that when Patrick Wilson was just strangling the fuck out of her
Right.
later? Who knows? You figured she'd have like an amulet or something, right?
Yeah.
She had a long line of work. Some
No,
salt.
that would be
you know?
stupid.
So my problem is like they're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden the house goes crazy, and that door's locked, and they're all like trying to bust in, and then they finally get in, and the whole room's shredded.
Yeah.
Like there's
yeah.
shit everywhere, kids laying on the floor, like everything's just jacked up. And then after that, they call the psychic lady,
Mm-hmm.
and Patrick Wilson's like, astral projection, get out of here, you guys are nuts. I
Yeah.
was like, did you see the fucking room? I was
Yeah,
like, you were
right?
there. Like, something's not right. He was like, I'm not giving you $600 or whatever. And I was like,
Yeah. I don't know what that dude is doing. By the way, real fast, I'm just gonna point this out. I'm reading through your fucking notes, and you fucking asshole. I see this. This kid takes a straight Thomas off the ladder and bumps his head.
He did, yeah.
there's like 5 Thomas Foot jokes in this. And then I was like, at one point, I was like, probably should chill on the
Man.
foot jokes.
Man, Thomas just got the club foot when he fell. This kid having tubes pushed inside his shit.
the lady was like showing him how to put the feeding tube in him, and I was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
And though, yeah, the front door of this place was so huge. I don't know if y'all noticed that. It was the biggest
giant.
door
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life. In the first house,
Yeah.
it had to be 6 feet wide. It was like a barn door. There's so many weird things in here. Like I get
Oh, I
jealous of
see.
their bedding at one point.
Mm.
So
I see this too. You made a note of this. Yeah, that dude's fucking giant flashlight. It's like this. He has a spotlight with him.
he gives the guy a flashlight, and you're like, okay, he's arming everybody. And then he pulls out like the monster flashlight, and he's like, I got a little chuckle out of that.
Yeah, it was like Jesus.
He just kept fucking with that other guy, and I was like, that's kind of messed up.
Well, they kind of they're supposed to be comic relief, and they mess with each other or whatever.
Yeah,
So
I'm surprised no one in this movie. Well, I was gonna say no one in this movie died, but that's a incorrect thing I was about to say. Because that old lady sure seemed dead at the end.
Spoiler,
Yeah.
and this is just what I heard. I don't know if it's true. It's gonna be like the Juggernaut thing again.
Uh huh.
Apparently, Patrick Wilson's dead,
Yeah.
and like, because when that lady took his body, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That sounds right.
I saw that in the sequel. I read the description for the sequel, and it talks about how the wife doesn't know that Patrick Wilson is, possessed or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I get maybe just because the picture just has the old lady. But I was like, how doesn't she know that he's possessed? Maverick's phone's going off in the background.
That's not mine.
Is that
No,
not
the
yours?
light.
The light.
By your
Oh,
picture.
what the fuck?
It's a demon. It's death awaits. Put it on speaker. Oh, pussy.
He muted himself. What a wimp.
Anyway, while Maverick takes that.
You reading all my notes? I have a note that's like, fuck me. Never let that old bitch talk about dreams ever again, but Mr. Redface is going to pop up. That got me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, but like, isn't that old lady in the other movies?
The Conjuring
Like-
and stuff?
No, like Insidious 2
She might be.
and 3.
from what I understand, is that like she's like a helpful spirit, and she pops in to like save the day and shit in the other ones, and it's something stupid like that. But I think she's in the other ones also. She's
Yeah.
in the other Conjurings or whatever.
I thought for a second what she might be. I didn't look it up. But you guys remember that Legion movie that came out like 10 years ago? Where they're in the diner and stuff? Yeah, and the granny's like, your baby's gonna die. I was like, is that her? I couldn't remember, but I don't know.
It wasn't, right?
I don't think it was. No, I didn't see it. But I remember liking that movie when it came out. If I watch it now, it'd probably be bad. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I really liked the beginning. I kind of wish they would have kept going on. But I get if they would have just kept going how they were, it would have just been another horror movie. Like, how many times have you seen a people move in, haunted house, the kids are getting attacked or whatever. So I appreciate them doing new, because I definitely, it was new. They've had a bunch of shit. But, yeah, I don't know. Some of it worked for me, some of it didn't. So, wasn't bad. I liked it.
Like I said, it ticked all the boxes for me. Like I got done watching it, and I was sending y'all messages in Discord.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to like get into it too much, because we had this to do today. But it was just so good. Like I wanted to talk about it nonstop. And, it's rare that you find a movie that you can wholeheartedly like suggest to someone. Like, watch that Insidious shit. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, to me, Mandy's the same way, but y'all didn't like that. So.
I kind of felt, Mandy was kind of the same thing, where I said the first half I didn't like, but then the second half I really liked. So,
Mandy gets real weird real fast.
Mandy does get real weird real fast.
But I don't know. Like I said, I think the second one's got to be worse. How can it? Because this is new, right? So if the second one's just a rehash with different ghosts or whatever.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, they had I think it went up to 4 movies, and then they had one that came out like 2 years ago called The Lost Keys. So I don't know if that's a different story or what that is. I don't know. But now I'm kind of curious as to watch them. So
But do we watch them alone, or do we wait till we watch them for this?
I don't know. Who knows?
Or do we finally have a party night and we watch the other 3 movies just drunk as can be?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Matt would have to get permission from his girlfriend, but other than that,
Right.
Yeah, got him on the leash.
No girlfriend. No girlfriend.
Hey, do you remember that scene where it's the night before they find Dalton in a coma, and it sort of pans over to his window and it looks all warpy?
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know.
I was like, is that like a portal or something? Like, what is that? But
the weird thing is that's the kind of window when the old hag was around.
mm-hmm.
But then didn't it show like the demon's hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking hate calling that guy the lipstick demon.
Lipstick demon, yeah.
I thought he looked more like Darth Maul than anything.
I did too, yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I really like he jump scare wise, perfect. As soon as you saw him like sharpening his claws and stuff, I was like,
Yeah, got a little.
It's doing all these like flashy cameras and stuff, and it's playing like Tiny Tim. I was like, okay. I like them when it's like he's looking and he's like,
yeah. He's looking out the window like I do when the fucking Amazon guys here. He's like, he's just waiting for his package.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god.
Another thing I saw in your notes that I agreed with is she goes up in the attic and like the fire like goes off. She doesn't think anything of it. I was like, and I was like, maybe that's the heat in the house. Maybe that's just how it runs. But I was like, I feel like that would, worry me.
Yeah, I was like, this bitch, the attic's on fire. She just walked away.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, that lady, I felt so sorry for her.
Yeah.
So,
I felt so sorry for the other 2 kids that just got written off of this movie. Like, I don't know if I missed a line where she was like, I left them with my grandma or something like that.
They did. She went to go stay with Lorraine.
Oh.
The mother-in-law. But then the mother-in-law came over,
The
so
mother,
you figured that one out.
yeah. So
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I think the other movies, I know for a fact one of the other movies involves the other
Is
song.
someone playing Tiptoe Through the Tulips?
No, I think Mav's just...
I swear to God, I heard Tiptoe Through the Tulips. I was so scared just now. I was like, he's coming.
It sounded like Bags was navigating the PlayStation menu. That's
Oh,
what it
maybe.
sounded
I just have that lo-fi channel on.
Yeah,
I don't hear anything. Y'all crazy.
I swear I heard like the ukulele start kicking in. But
like I said, this movie, it's just so good. There was like the weird part. Who was the ghost on the balcony?
No, that was the trench coat dude.
was that not
Was it
Johnny Depp?
Danzig?
Yeah.
Well, who was the guy behind the crib then?
I don't know. That was just a different.
It was
dude.
just like, because I thought those were the 2 same guys, and then I thought the Johnny Depp guy was, Danzig guy was someone else.
Yeah.
Because he had like that bowler hat on, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
The movie poster for this movie, when I clicked on it, kind of threw me off because it has the kid, but his face is like darker and his eyes are red. And then when he falls into the coma, I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be one of those movies where the kid wakes up and now he's possessed by a demon or whatever. But that's not the case. He was never really. He never really woke up and was possessed.
Well, he did.
Well, he
When
did
they
apparently.
The bong gas mask thing,
Yeah.
He started beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. But, that was... Yeah, I don't know. But that was the only thing that I was like, oh, yeah, they didn't have that.
When the kid got into a coma, I was like, oh, great, another fucking Exorcist movie. I almost wanted to, like, stop what I was doing and, like, guys, let's watch something else. And then... Because I hate the Exorcist stuff. It's just a kid in the bed screaming things.
Yeah.
Every now and then he'll do something funny or weird. But I was like, oh, geez. Yeah, here we go. We get to look at a bed for 2 hours. And I'm kind of glad that it went the other way. So
Yeah. But
like I said, I kind of really enjoyed this movie.
I like the line where, Pat Wilson just throws those people out of the house. And the lady's like, you don't believe me? What's wrong with you? And he's like, I don't believe you. I moved houses for you. And I was like, yeah. You did.
That was one of the things that threw me off. Is like everyone was super supportive of that lady. I kept waiting for someone to be like, this bitch crazy.
Yeah.
But like the mother-in-law and everything was like, You do what you need to do. And I was like, this is the most supporting family I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, the only person that had a problem with it was the kid. He was like, I want to change rooms.
Yeah. Which seemed like a legit request.
Well, there's a part where he gets up and he's looking at the kid, right? And he's like closing the door.
Yeah.
And then he closes it and then he like runs to his bed. I don't remember anything happening there.
Well, he closes it, and then I think you hear like the kid get out of bed, and like the feet hit the ground.
Yeah, you hear like the thuds.
And then he goes running, yeah, and then you just hear like a bunch of knocks, but that's just when the door blows open and all that stuff. Which apparently that alarm isn't connected to the police or anything, because like the police never show up.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I like the random priest for no reason.
yeah. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
even Patrick Wilson's like, is this a joke? Is this like, I
Yeah.
walk into a priest and my wife? And I was like, Patrick Wilson, you're the best actor ever. I was like, fuck Mav. So, but I don't know. I like this movie so much that I can't help but think the other ones are gonna let me down. So
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, it's for you. It's so up. It can only go down, right?
I think the only one so far of all the movies, the only one I think that even gives it a run for its money is that crazy one that Bags made us watch,
Funny
like in the
Games.
beginning. Fun and
Yeah.
Games, yeah. That's the only one I think. I mean, I watched that movie twice,
Yeah.
back to back. But like, I don't know. It's a different kind of horror, right? Like, I don't know. What's that trucker movie, Bags, where it's like candy cane?
Joyride.
Yeah, it's like a suspense horror, right? And I guess Fun and Games is kind of the same
Yeah.
type movie.
I always like Funny Games was our second episode, and if you Google Funny Games, its title is a crime drama, and not a horror. But
That is fine.
I think it's a horror. I think it's
yeah,
like a
it's
psychological
totally
horror,
like
yeah.
a psychological horror. Yeah,
So
which that's the thing about horror is it's so, there's so many things it can do with it that you can see anything as horror. Like,
man, I saw this horror movie and I can't remember what it was called. But anyways,
they
I'll
have a
come back
bunch
to
of
that.
people like sticking their hands in people and stuff.
No. That's the thing, like when are we gonna get into like this super gory? Like
I saw one the other day that I thought about recommending, but then it's like it's not good. It's just it's gory. It's one of those type of movies. So it's like, do I go for like a cheesy slasher, or do I go for something that might be different and like something we haven't seen before?
I don't know, like because I wanted to watch the Rob Zombie films
Mhm.
and they're pretty gory.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of horror out there that is gore. And to me, I just I'm not a fan of it, but y'all,
I
you
like
know how
some
Thomas
gore.
feels. He's Mr. Gore.
yeah.
So, but I don't know. Like I said, this movie had everything. There was no blood, right? Like, apparently only lipstick.
Lipstick. Yeah.
This movie made me want to buy a metronome, though.
Why?
For the
Just
piano.
Thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, no, just because I think like it'd probably be amazing to fall asleep to.
Oh.
That steady rhythm, just.
They never had a scene of like the lady walking around and just hearing the piano playing. I was very disappointed. First time she was playing that piano, I was like, "There's gonna be a scene later where the piano's playing by itself."
I did make a note. We were like, "Oh no, this movie has the dreaded bookcase ghost in it or something."
Yeah, she goes over and she's like, "God damn it!" I was like, "It's 4 books." Like,
But then she calls out Homeboy for it. She's like,
Yeah.
"Next time you look at my shit, you put it back." And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And we're like,
yeah, what you talking about, Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
I
anyway,
don't know. It's like I said. Oh, that horror movie I was talking about is called Girls Trip, and I think it's like a psychological, like horror thing. Like it'd be the scariest movie I'd ever seen.
yeah.
So, but yeah, it's called Girls Trip. Here, I'll link a picture of it. But anyways,
I like when the kid wakes up and they're like, "You must be hungry," and he's like double forking spaghetti, and I'm like, "You can't eat spaghetti faster with 2 forks, kid." Like, yeah.
He knows something we don't.
Yeah, like Thomas is like, I like how he's like, I'm tired. She's like, oh no, you never you get to go back to sleep.
Yeah. Right, because like that kid, like he could just start wandering again. Then we're in this whole situation.
Like that's the real question. Is like, I mean, this kid has like like a hall pass to go to the fucking spirit world whenever he wants,
Yeah.
and like he kind of got out scot free last time,
Yeah.
So
Even though, like, it was like 4 months for them. Like, did that kid live through 4 months of being chained by this demon?
and like terrorized every night.
Yeah. Or was it for him, like, only a day? Which then again, if the demon wanted the boy, like, he has the boy's soul here with him, locked up. Which then I don't know how the kid's able to go look at himself sleep and stuff.
Well, that's later. That's later. Like,
Well, yeah.
he drifts too far out.
Yeah.
And then he gets caught. But what it is like the longer the kid's not in, the weaker his shields are.
Yeah.
So the guy's just like waiting for that shield to fall off and to pop in.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing with Patrick Wilson is like that lady was waiting on him this whole time, like 23 years or however long.
Yeah, long ass.
So the moment he was sitting there, he was like, "Go, get the fuck out of here." She was like, "All right, I know exactly where I'm going." And popped into his body. So.
I like the one where the lady is like describing the lipstick dude to the guy, and he's like drawing him like chilling in the corner of the roof, and then the lady like gets freaked out and turns on the light, and it's like you couldn't see him when he was there before. Why did you think the light would be able to make you see him?
I never saw him.
No, I didn't see him. I don't think
Like-
he was there. I think she was just drawing him.
Yeah. What was the
Oh,
story?
like I said, I thought maybe like the therapist saw him in the shadows and stuff, and I'm sitting there, I'm squinting hard, and I'm like getting close to my monitor, and I'm like, this is when they're gonna get me. Like I'm gonna headbutt this shit, like because that's the perfect. And there was never a jump scare there. Like
No.
they did everything really well to where they didn't do too much, and it wasn't like gratuitous. Like it was well timed, and the soundtrack. Is it even soundtrack or is it just sound effects?
I don't know. I saw that it was like 33 violins they used to make that opening song. It's like
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
she goes running upstairs and it's playing like just the shrill, right? And I was like,
It reminded me. It reminded me. I don't know if you ever saw the Evil Dead remake, but I know Bags has. You remember every time it would pop up the title, The Evil Dead, and it'd be like "Wah," or whatever.
I
Like,
totally thought of that shit, bro.
It sounded like the same soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that same thing.
Which I didn't look into it.
Evil
Maybe
Dead.
maybe this guy did the soundtrack for that too. But
Next
It is a
week,
lipstick movie.
Evil Dead. No, I'm just fucking.
Evil Dead. It's too much of a comedy, right? Like,
after
or is
the
that just the
first,
second one?
the second one and the third one are straight horror comedy. The first one's a serious movie, and then the reboot or whatever, or the reimagining, is crazy and like a straight up
It's
horror.
pretty good. It's
Pretty good, yeah. Anyway,
I know, like you said, this movie, like, the more I talk about it, the more I just want to talk about it.
all right. Well, does anyone have any last minute thoughts on this? Anything we forgot to mention?
I have a thought,
Okay.
and it's more of like a brainstorm that I'm going to pass by you.
Brainstorm.
How fucking amazing would it be
Away from the noise. Go ahead.
if all the movies after this were following like the kid and like adventures? Like, say they did like a Harry Potter, but not Harry Potter. But like this kid was the new like medium, like
Yeah.
Lorraine girl, and then it was like him sixth sensing everything around him.
Like the next movie is just a straight sequel, but then after that, it's like the kid like going
Yeah,
around like, all right, I'll help you out.
What's his name? Dalton?
Dalton.
Was that his
yeah.
name? Yeah, it'd be like the Adventures of Dalton, whatever. And like, cause this kid's got it to be. This is 2011,
2010.
10. Yeah, so
Yeah,
10 years
2010.
later. So this kid, I'm sure he's like a heartthrob playing Percy Lightning Catcher or whatever.
Uh huh.
So like, he would evolve with the role, right? Like,
yeah,
what's that movie they did that was famous that took 20 years? to
Boyhood?
shoot? Yeah.
yeah,
Do a Boyhood, make it horror, and like have this guy.
right.
They'd be like first love, but it's a dead bitch and all kinds of like. I think they really missed their chance. Like, I mean, they could still do
They
it, but,
could still do it. Yeah,
and they're not afraid of sequels, so we'll see.
yeah.
That was my only thing. Is like that. I don't think they did enough with the kid, and maybe the sequels elaborate on that. So,
Yeah.
but
All right. Well, I guess this is another successful episode.
we gotta see Maverick. Have you picked a movie?
Maverick, you son of a bitch! I swear to God.
I'm looking at 2 right now.
Okay, throw out the 2.
I even suggested one to him. So
Fuck that movie, dude.
Wow. Let's
only
hear
one of the
2.
greatest horror movies ever made. But okay. What else has John Carpenter made?
Halloween.
Halloween.
Well, he's made other things too, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean that.
The Abyss. Is that John Carpenter? No, that's Steven
He made
Spielberg.
Halloween 2
It's James Cameron.
and Halloween 3. I thought that joke was good. Fuck y'all.
We never know if it's a joke or if it's just you nerding out over Halloween.
No. Nope.
There's a link
Man,
right
now he's
there.
posting Google searches. He doesn't want to say what it is.
Why don't you say what it is? What is this Google
It's
search?
Color Out of Space is the first one.
Color out of
Alright,
space. What is this?
let's check it out.
It's a
Horror
Nick Cage
sci-fi
film.
from
Whatever.
29.
It's Nick Cage.
Yo,
film.
Nick Cage.
You laugh, but
Tommy Chong's in this.
I've already
Yeah,
seen
he
this
is.
movie. But you know,
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
have
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
let's do this movie.
Well, what's the other one? Throw out the other one.
It was 28 Days Later, just because I haven't seen it.
Oh.
that okay. 28 Days Later is amazing. I don't want to ruin Color Out of Space for y'all, but because when I watched Mandy, I looked at the movie he did after that, and then the other art house film that the director did before it,
Uh-huh.
and the one that the guy did before Mandy was just horrible.
It
Remember, I was
what
telling
was
you
it
about
called? It was called like
it. Unicorn Blood of the Dragon or
yeah,
something.
like that.
The Rainbow something, but it was I watched it. I couldn't even watch it. It was just like crazy stuff. This one, I don't know.
All
It's one of those. I don't know.
I'm a flip a coin for
Wait.
these movies.
I think we gotta go with Color Out of Space.
Is that what
now.
we're
He's
doing?
hyping it up.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
I'll tell you. I'll show him. I'm gonna send you a message about why I've seen this, Thomas.
Okay.
This is like a quote from like the thing or whatever, the Wikipedia, and that's
Oh.
why. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. You've already seen this movie. You know this movie
Yeah.
just because of that. Like it's been done like 100 times.
Oh.
So that's the only reason I would
watched the
pick a different.
trailer.
Well,
I
okay.
watched the trailer.
When I say y'all know this movie, Maverick, you obviously don't know this movie, but anyone else who watches a lot of films has seen the story. So
Now it's like, I'll have you know, I watch every Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
you remember
I'm
that
fucking
scene in
very-
Barbershop 7?
Yeah.
It's just like that. So
All right. Well, next
I
week,
mean, it's
Oh.
his pick. So if we're
Yeah.
doing Color Out of Space, we're doing Color,
Color
Out
Out
of
of
Space.
Space. All right. I've never heard of it.
It just came out.
It did. It's
Yeah.
brand new. Yeah.
Alright, tight.
Let's
All
see where it is. Where do we know where?
I think it's on Amazon. But I have Prime and it said to buy it. So
It does say watch Prime Video now on IMDb.
All right.
So it might be.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now. No, it's you got to buy it for $3.
Buy it.
Oh,
Dang, you can't even
cocksucker.
rent this thing.
No, it's rent. It's rent. It's
Okay.
rent $2.99. But it's.
nah, fuck that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll get it how we get it. But
I rent
I
it.
don't yeah, it's just $3,
Yeah.
right? But
All right.
yeah.
Well, next week, Color Out of Space. That is, you know, in case things don't go wrong in the surgery.
What a horrible joke to make.
Look at him laughing. Look at him laughing.
But
He's like my pain.
yeah. Yeah.
What
I'm
do we-
ready to get this thing over with, man.
What are we gonna do for an overtime this week? We
Overtime.
didn't do an
this week?
overtime last week, did we?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we did.
tomorrow. tomorrow Grave Encounters 2 comes out.
Yeah.
So
Do we want to do the third Puppet Master and just finish it off so we don't ever have to go back to it?
maybe.
Or do we want to do Insidious 2? Or do we want to do... What other
We
movies
should
did we
do-
watch that had sequels?
We should do The Hills Have Eyes for an overtime episode.
Well, I think we might be able to do that as a mainstay. We could do what's that one we watched that I just watched again? That has
The
Josh
Crazies?
Dumar. Yeah, the Crazy.
Is it crazy?
It's not Josh Duhamel.
What's his name?
Timothy Oliphant.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
same guy. He just puts on a different glass
Yeah.
eye or something. But
All right.
I don't know. I mean, overtime it'll be a surprise. We'll bring something up figured out.
Yeah.
I actually have that other movie
I thought
that I
about
wanted to watch this week and that I didn't pick. I wanted to do as an
Yeah.
overtime.
that movie that I told you I watched that was just, one of those gory slasher things. I thought about recommending it just for an overtime. But
What is it called?
it's called Maniac.
I've
Very
seen
simple.
it, bro.
It's crazy,
Dude.
isn't it?
That guy who's like obsessed with mannequins and shit.
Yeah. That's all we'll say
Spoilers.
about it. Yeah. But,
I saw what's that movie where the mannequin comes to life and the guy's like in love with her? It's like an '80s like Pretty in Pink movie or whatever. I think it's called Mannequin.
maybe.
But-
anyway.
But like
Oh.
fucking they remade it like the
What?
Maniac movie a couple years ago
Oh,
with
shit.
Elijah Wood.
Oh god. I'm gonna have to check this out. But anyway, that's for another day.
Have you all seen Her?
Oh, Her? I've never watched
Yeah.
Do you consider that a horror movie?
No.
it.
Okay, just curious.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for listening. About time for us to clock out. Head home. I'm gonna do this even though I hate to do it. Hey, like, share, subscribe, notification button. There you go. Check us
Cool.
out. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're on Spotify and stuff now.
Yeah, I was gonna say check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're on there now still. There's still. I don't think we're on Amazon yet though, or whatever you use.
Me?
But yeah, what do you use for music?
Oh yeah, I use Amazon Prime Music.
Yeah, I don't think we're on
I
there
mean, I would
yet.
say I use YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, but thanks for listening. We'll see you next week for Color Out of Space. And thanks for listening. Bye.
deuces.